This is Dr. T.V. Rao, Professor, DBS Institute of Technology, Kavali. So today I am going to explain refrigeration and air conditioning. It is a third unit in basic mechanical and civil engineering. So as for mechanical engineers as concerned, refrigeration and air conditioning is one of the important field of engineering. At the same time, for civil engineers also, it had many applications while cooling the concrete and structures and all these things. That's why civil engineers also should know what is going to be refrigeration and what are its applications, how to maintain the refrigeration, all these things. So coming to this refrigeration, so refrigeration means it is a branch of engineering to produce low temperatures. Okay, to maintain the low temperatures or to produce the low temperatures is called refrigeration. Or we can say that it is a process of cooling a substance. It is a process of cooling a substance also we can call it a refrigeration. Okay, so how we can achieve this refrigeration means by removing the heat from any body, we can reduce the temperature. Okay. So this is the basic principle behind the refrigeration. So the principle of refrigeration developed based on a second law of thermodynamics. What is second law of thermodynamics means? Second law of thermodynamics, it states that without the help of any external agency, we cannot remove heat from low temperature to the high temperature. Without the aid of any external agency, we cannot remove the heat from low temperature to the high temperature. That means if you use any external work done, any external agency, we can remove heat from low temperature to the high temperature. If you start removing heat from low temperature to the high temperature, automatically the low temperature still we can reduce and we can produce low temperatures. Production of low temperature is called refrigeration. Like that. So refrigeration developed based on a second law of thermodynamics. So here, if you observe this diagram, so there is a hot body and there is a cold body. In between that, there is a refrigerator. So this refrigerator, what it is doing means, it takes power from outside and starts removing heat from low temperature to the high temperature. If you continuously it is removing the heat from this low temperature, this cold body temperature, still it can be reduced, and like that we can produce low temperatures. That is called refrigeration. So here we define that the machine which works under this principle and serves the purpose of refrigeration is called refrigerator. So in refrigeration, so we should know some terminology. So what are the terminology we should know means refrigerator. Refrigerator means it is a machine which produces low temperature is called refrigerator. Refrigerator means it is a machine to produce low temperature is called refrigerator. So refrigerant means it is a substance which is used in a refrigerator. So it is a working fluid in a refrigerator. Okay. So refrigerant means it is a working fluid in a refrigerant. It is a working fluid in a refrigerator. So based on the refrigerant, we can produce the low temperature. The refrigerant has it had some qualities, some specific properties. What are the specific properties of the refrigerant is, the refrigerant has low boiling point. It means that at very low temperature, it vaporizes. Okay. So, and when it is vaporizing, it takes the heat from the substance. Like this, once whatever the heat is available there, complete heat it will be taken away by the refrigerant and it becomes vapor. So that is the quality of the refrigerant. Based on this quality, refrigerators are working. So generally, we use Freon 12 as a refrigerant in the domestic refrigerators. Freon 12 used in domestic refrigerators, and Freon 22 used in air conditioners. So not only this Freon 12 and Freon 22, there will be many other refrigerants are available. Even ammonia also we can use as a refrigerant. So if you want to select any liquid or any vapor as a refrigerant, you should have some specific properties. What are the specific properties means? You should have low freezing and boiling point. You should have high COP. It should be non-toxic and non-corrosive to the metal. It should be non-explosive, easily. So when there is a leak in the system, automatically the gas becomes, it automatically it converts into liquid. Okay. So these are the specific properties of any refrigerant. Coming to the, there is one more term, it's called capacity of refrigerator. So generally, refrigerator capacity we used to measure in terms of tons of refrigeration. If you want to rate the capacity of any refrigerator, we use a specific word called ton of refrigeration. That is called capacity of the refrigerator. What is the meaning of the ton of refrigeration? Here he has explained. It is defined as the rate at which heat can be removed from the cold body. Okay. Simply, it is the rate at which a refrigerator can be produced. So it is the rate at which the refrigeration can be produced. The units are ton of refrigeration. So ton of refrigeration is the unit of refrigeration. So what is the meaning of 1 ton of refrigeration? Means 1 ton of refrigeration is defined as heat removed to freeze 1 ton of water, heat removed for 1 ton of water into ice at 0 degrees centigrade in 24 hours. Okay. So that is the meaning of 1 ton of refrigeration. The value of 1 ton of refrigeration is 3.5 kilowatts. So 3.5 kilowatts of power is required to convert 1 ton of ice within 24 hours. So there is another term called refrigeration effect. Refrigeration effect means heat removed per unit time. What is the amount of heat removed from the cold body from the unit time is called refrigeration effect. Refrigeration effect means heat removed per unit time is called refrigeration effect. So this is very, very important parameter as far as refrigeration is concerned. So finally, our outcome is refrigeration effect. Refrigeration effect means heat removed per unit time. There is another important terminology in refrigeration is COP. So this is called coefficient of performance. This is called coefficient of performance. Coefficient of performance means, so if it is an engine performance we used to measure in terms of efficiency. Engine performance we used to measure in terms of efficiency, but refrigerator performance we used to measure in terms of COP. So COP means it is a ratio of refrigeration effect by work done. COP means it is a ratio of refrigeration effect by work done. So these are the important terminology. So we should know in the refrigeration. What are the important terminology? So refrigerator, what is meant by refrigerant? What is the meaning of capacity of refrigerator? What is meant by refrigeration effect? What is the meaning of coefficient of performance? And coming to the refrigerators, basically the refrigerators, there are two types of refrigerators. One is vapor compression refrigerators, another one is vapor absorption refrigerators. There are two types of refrigerators. One is vapor compression refrigerators, another one is vapor absorption refrigerators. So we'll discuss one by one. The first one is vapor compression refrigeration system. So in vapor compression refrigeration system, the refrigeration is produced based on the compression of the refrigerant. This type of refrigeration system is the most commonly used system in domestic refrigerators. So in all our domestic refrigerator, so we are using vapor compression refrigerator system. So in vapor compression, alternatively, we change there is a change of phase of the refrigerant from liquid to vapor and vapor to liquid. Like this, based on the change of the refrigerant, the refrigeration effect is produced. Okay. So in this vapor compression refrigerator, there are 4 stages. What are the 4? There are 4 parts or 4 stages. So one is compressor, another one is condenser, and third one is expansion valve, and fourth one is evaporator. This vapor compression refrigerator consists of a compressor, condenser, expansion valve, and evaporator. Okay. So inside this system, inside this pipeline, inside these pipelines are filled with refrigerant, vapor refrigerant. Initially, the vapor refrigerant had low pressure, low temperature. Low pressure, low temperature vapor refrigerant will be there. Okay. So this refrigerant is sent to the compressor. Like this, once if you send the refrigerant to the compressor, so the pressure and temperature gets increased. The pressure and temperature gets increased. So this high pressure vapor refrigerant will send to the condenser. The condenser means it is a cooling device. Condenser means a cooling device. Okay. With the help of the water or fan, there will be cooling. So due to the cooling, what happens? This high pressure vapor becomes high pressure liquid due to cooling. It condenses. Condenses means, meaning of the condense is conversion of vapor into liquid. Here, due to condensation, this high pressure vapor becomes high pressure liquid. This high pressure liquid, it goes to the expansion valve. In the expansion valve, the expansion takes place. So expansion means during expansion, the pressure reduces. Wherever there is a pressure reduces, automatically temperature also automatically it reduces. So wherever or whenever the pressure reduces, automatically the temperature also it reduces. So due to this, in expansion valve, or we can say it is a throttling valve also. So either expansion valve or throttling valve. So once due to expansion, pressure reduces. Once pressure reduces, temperature also reduces. Like that. So here, the high pressure liquid becomes high pressure, low pressure, low temperature liquid. Like this. So we got like that. We got low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant. This low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant, once if you send to the evaporator, here in the evaporator, it absorbs the heat. So the evaporator means it is the cooling chamber where we have to cool. Where we have to cool, the particular place is called as the evaporator. In the evaporator, this liquid refrigerant, it takes the heat from the evaporator, it absorbs the heat from the evaporator, and it becomes vapor. Once it becomes vapor means again it leaves. Once when it is leaving the evaporator, it becomes vapor by absorbing the heat from the evaporator. So since it is continuously, it is happening continuously, the refrigerant, it removes the heat from the evaporator. Like this, we can produce very low temperature in the evaporator. So this is the mechanism in vapor compression refrigeration system. Vapor compression refrigeration system consists of four components: compressor, condenser, expansion valve, and evaporator. So inside this system, there is a refrigerant. Refrigerant is circulating. So due to change of phase, continuously it removes the heat from the evaporator. Like this, we can produce very low temperature in the evaporator. So this happens in the vapor compression refrigeration system. This vapor compression refrigeration system we are using in domestic refrigeration system. In all our domestic refrigerators are vapor compression refrigerators. So there is one more refrigeration system is there, that is called vapor absorption refrigeration system. There is one more refrigeration system that is called vapor absorption refrigeration system. So here it had some advantages. What is advantages means, due to this vapor absorption refrigeration system, we can reduce the power consumption. So the compression, the vapor compression refrigeration system consumes a lot of energy. To avoid this, vapor absorption refrigeration system has been developed. So in this system, compression process of vapor compression cycle is eliminated. So in vapor absorption system, there is no compression. So instead of compression, there is one more stage is there, that is heating. We will see. So instead of that, the following process are introduced. What are the following process are? So here in vapor absorption system, we are using ammonia as the refrigerant. In vapor absorption system, we are using ammonia as the refrigerant. Okay. So this ammonia is absorbed into water. This ammonia we mix it into the water. The mixture is pumped into the high pressure cycle, and the solution is heated to produce ammonia vapor. So these are the three stages. So initially we mix ammonia into water. Again, by heating we separate the ammonia. We will see what happens. So this is the line diagram of the vapor absorption refrigeration system. This is the line diagram of the vapor absorption system. It also consists of evaporator, condenser, generator, and absorber and pump. Okay. So in this circuit, in this system also we fill ammonia. We are using ammonia as a refrigerant. We fill the ammonia in the pipelines. Okay. Initially the ammonia we mix it with the water. This ammonia water we pump to the generator. This ammonia water will pump to the generator. Okay. So in the generator there is a heating coil. So heating takes place. Due to heating, what happens is ammonia gases, ammonia vapors are separated. Ammonia vapors are separated. This ammonia vapors, it will go to the condenser. So here there is a high pressure. This is a high pressure, high temperature ammonia vapors. It goes to the condenser. In condenser, what happens means there is a cooling takes place. It condenses. It condenses means it becomes liquid. Once it becomes liquid means it becomes high pressure liquid ammonia. This high pressure liquid ammonia sent to the expansion valve. So the expansion valve, this is a very specific, very important device. This expansion valve, it reduces the pressure. Once it reduces the pressure means automatically temperature also it drops. Wherever there is a pressure reduces, automatically temperature drops takes place. So here in the expansion valve, this ammonia liquid enters, it becomes low pressure, low temperature ammonia liquid. This low pressure, low temperature ammonia liquid, it sends to the evaporator. This liquid, it absorbs the entire heat from the evaporator and it becomes vapor. So after absorbing heat from this evaporator, it becomes vapor, and this vapor it goes to the absorber tank and mixed with the water. So like this ammonia is circulating and it comes to the evaporator, and from the evaporator it absorbs the heat. Again it goes to the absorber, and the pump, it pumps to the generator. From the generator it goes to the condenser expansion valve. In the expansion valve, temperature reduces. Low temperature ammonia, it goes to the evaporator and it absorbs the heat. Like this, continuously it is removing the heat from the evaporator. Like this, it can produce very low temperatures. So like this, with very less energy, reduce the low temperatures in case of vapor absorption system. These vapor absorption systems now we are using for commercial applications with since it is very less power. Okay. So now we have discussed both the systems, vapor compression, refrigeration, vapor absorption. We'll see some differences. What are the differences between vapor compression, vapor absorption? So vapor compression, so it is more noise, and there is a wear and tear takes place due to moving parts. But in vapor, so since there is no compression, there is no noise in the vapor absorption system. Coming to the compression, here mechanical energy is utilized by means of a compression. Here only heat energy we are using. This heat energy, any waste heat also we can use in case of vapor absorption system. And in vapor compression refrigeration system, refueling of refrigerant is easy. But here refueling of refrigerant is difficult because ammonia means it is a little bit a danger gas, that is a little bit difficult. In vapor compression, during partial loading conditions, the performance is not affected due to partial loading also in case of vapor absorption. In case of vapor compression, the liquid refrigerant accumulated in the cylinder may damage the cylinder, so preventive measures to be needed. Refrigerant, it may damage the cylinder, parts, but here this liquid refrigerant do not affect the performance of the system. They do not produce any bad effect also. So like this, by comparing these things, vapor absorption refrigeration systems had many advantages compared to the vapor compression refrigeration system. And what are the applications we use refrigeration means? So this refrigeration system we are using for many important applications like manufacturing of ice, for preserving of perishable food materials, for cooling water, for preserving blood, tissues and medicines, and for concrete setting, for setting of concrete in very big structures like dams and all this dams. Also refrigeration is required. Okay. So these are the major refrigeration systems in refrigeration. Apart from this, there will be some domestic applications that is called domestic refrigerators. So domestic refrigerators, that means the refrigerators we are using in our houses for pressuring of material is called domestic refrigerator. These domestic refrigerators are two types. One is single door refrigerators and two-door refrigerators. Okay, so in single door refrigerator only we preserve fresh food. In two-door refrigerator there is a refrigerator. We maintain a freezer chamber separately. Okay, so if you observe, in two-door refrigerator there is a freezer chamber. So freezer chamber means in freezer chamber so their temperature is 0 degrees centigrade. So there we keep freezer chambers we use to produce ice and to store the material at very low temperatures, like storing of preserving of ice creams and some important food material we keep in the freezer chamber. Their temperature is 0 degrees centigrade, and remaining main chamber, the temperature will be something around 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, here it's a 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Here 35 degrees Fahrenheit. So like this, there will be two doors. Okay, so the is designed in such a way that in freezer temperature is 0 degrees centigrade, and remaining chamber the temperature will be 35 degrees 35 degrees Fahrenheit. So here we are using vapor compression refrigeration system for domestic refrigerators. So here also there is a compressor So the compressor we keep outside the refrigerator. So the compressor is connected to the condenser tubes. Okay, the condenser, from the condenser here somewhere there will be expansion valve. So after expansion valve, the pipes are arranged in a evaporator. Entire inside the refrigerator it acts as a evaporator. The entire inside portion of the refrigerator it acts as an evaporator. So due to this design and so we maintain different low temperatures at different portions of the refrigerators. Okay, like this, domestic refrigerators are designed two types. One is single door refrigerators and two door. In two door refrigerators, there is an ordinary refrigerator and there will be a freezer. Freezer means there will be we maintain 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So with this today I'm closing the refrigeration part of the basic mechanical engineering, and next class I will explain air conditioning. What are the different types of air conditioning? All these things we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you.